Hey, hey! Happy Hump Day, all you beautiful radio listeners. Thank you for dropping in on our little happy hour. We appreciate you listening. If you're watching on the YouTubes, here's a hand gesture just for you. You're welcome. YouTubers, feel free to hit us up on the chat. If you're listening on the radio on 105.1 FM, 1080 AM, on your computer at 1051thefan.com, Odyssey.com. Maybe it's the Odyssey app. You've just asked your smart speaker to tell me the elimination scenarios for U.S. baseball. Use the fan text line, 503-2GO-FAN. That's 503-864-6326. Share your thoughts, ask questions, solicit advice, or answer me this, dear listeners. Have you ever trusted the wrong person? Casey, when was the last time you listened to somebody and lost total faith in them? You thought they were an expert in something. They say something to you. You're like, well, okay, I guess that makes sense. And then you use that information and look like a total idiot.
Quite often.
Oh, it happens all the time?
Yeah, it happens all the time. But particularly Aaron Rodgers.
Oh, Aaron Rodgers is your guy? You trusted Aaron Rodgers at one point?
Why wouldn't you trust him?
Because he's a lunatic. Have you paid attention to anything that he's done in the last, I'm going to say 8 years? Yeah. Kind of moved on from that guy. I mean, he's still winning MVPs within that window, but man, he's become a lunatic. When they kicked him off of State Farm commercials, pretty low bar there. Like, we're going to get you off of those. We're going to put in a C captain out there on the field and a crossing guard, but no more Aaron Rodgers. I kind of moved on from him.
Yeah, I should have saw that one coming.
Did you realize the mistake I made at the very end of the show yesterday?
What was that?
Listen to Isaac. Isaac Everett Ropp comes into the room, and I go, oh, man, well, USA needs to get this win tonight to stave off the potential of elimination in this thing. He's like, no, they've already clinched in the World Baseball Classic.
I do remember now.
And then I say it right on the air because I'm like, why wouldn't I trust Isaac? Of course he knows what's going on. I kind of did the math in my head. We're doing the show, and I look at it, and I'm like, all right, well, if they lose, then they'd be 3-1, and they did. But I didn't pull up, like, the official elimination document or anything, so I didn't trust my own instincts. I just glanced at it, but guess what? The funniest part of that was I wasn't the only one that went with Isaac. Isaac wasn't the only one that was wrong. The manager of the freaking team had no idea that they needed to win against Italy to clinch. Oh my God. I could get into that for a long time. I'm sure we'll get into it. I assume you have the press conference audio when we get to 2:30.
Yep.
And we get into the subtext. We can figure out what he's really trying to say. Holy cow, what a stupid thing. But before we get into the main topic of today, need to tell you that Fan Madness is back. Join the Fan Thursday, March 19th, Friday, March 20th for the two most exciting days of basketball at Tom's Watch Bar in the A&A Casino in Ridgefield. Dirt and Sprague, The Firm, Happy Hour, Primetime with Isaac and Suk, all broadcasting live throughout the 2 days. Do not miss a minute of the action. Play hooky with the Fan for Fan Madness, brought to you by A&A, Window Nation, George McCoy at Warren Allen Attorneys at Law, Cricket Wireless, and video only. That is March 19th and 20th at the A&A Casino Resort. I don't even know how to bring. Do we really feel like that was an exciting 83 points from Bam? Bam Adebayo gets 83 points last night against the very worst defense in all of the NBA, a team that has 16 wins, traded a bunch of players at the deadline, none of the guys they traded for actually on the roster or playing or making an impact out there whatsoever. 24 of his last 35 points are from the free throw line. The opposing team's coach is apoplectic at the idea that they're calling fouls 40 feet from the basket and giving him free throws. He's just jacking up threes trying to catch Kobe in a game that nobody cares about. I laid into the NBA pretty hard yesterday. One of the things that I didn't bring up yesterday was Bam Adebayo just became, I think, second all-time in Heat history, the second player ever to reach 10,000 points for the organization. Congratulations, Bam Adebayo. That's fantastic. The next night, he gets 83. If you saw that coming, you need to go place a bet somewhere on anything. Holy cow. I did not see that coming. And it's been one of those things. Here's the reason I'm so perturbed by this. If you watch any video, read any article, pay any attention to comments on any of the social medias about this, it feels very much to me like all it is NBA fans trying to tell you why this was important. There's no way that this is that big of a moment. The funny thing is, we've completely given up on the idea that the 100 points that Wilt Chamberlain got is attainable, but we've also kind of agreed that it wasn't a real achievement. They decided that they were going to do it. They went out there. The game really didn't matter. It was something to do. And we're like, let's see if we can get Wilt 100. Kobe's game, he shot it like 75 times. Bam Adebayo now holds the record for the second most points, and people are mad because he passed Kobe. It's second and third place. Who cares? So that's not a thing. But Kobe did it in a... Yeah. The other thing that he did last night was he set the record for the most free throw attempts and the most free throw makes in NBA history.
36 of 43.
Barf. Against the Wizards. Here is my request of the NBA. If you're a head coach, if you're a player, if you're an administrator for anybody in the NBA, and you can hear my voice, I know a lot of you are listening. If you're playing the Wizards before the end of the year, just see how many your biggest scorer can get. Everybody needs to go out and just go, let's make the Wizards a punching bag, because they're tanking. They have 16 wins. They're not actively trying to win games. I think that's pretty obvious. Yep. They would like to have a high draft pick. Congratulations. You just got 83 put up on you by a team that decided up 20. They're like, well, this guy's got a lot of points. Let's see how many we can do it. That's what it looks like when you do that. It looks awful. That's why teams that matter don't do this. So if you're playing against the Wizards, just go out and see if you can get 100. Just Devin Booker, if the Suns are playing, James Harden, if the Cavs are playing, whoever. Joel Embiid once had, what do you have, like 60 in 3 quarters, and then went, you know what, I'll take a break. Because
Donovan Mitchell had
Donovan Mitchell, there you go. Well, you know what, Donovan Mitchell and James Harden can both try to get 100. Good call. There you go. Maybe Damian Lillard, he won the 3-point contest with a torn Achilles. Why not get out there and see if he can score 100 against the Wizards? It's the only way that we can point out how ridiculous this is. And don't give me the, I was so excited. I was watching this other basketball game, and I saw that he had 60 going into the fourth, and so I switched over to watch something historic. No, you didn't. You watched a bunch of free throws and him jacking up threes. And the Wizards going, we're just trying to get the ball. Like, the Wizards probably did the right thing, going, let's try to get the ball out of his hands. We don't want to be embarrassed and put up 30. And then what do? They're like, 50 feet from the basket. That's a foul. Give him 2 free throws.
Miami fouled.
And then Miami,
to get more possessions.
Of course they did, because they were. That's what they were trying. It's just the whole thing. You should be embarrassed. Like, Bam, good for you. And then Bam, you pass Kobe. Like, cool baller move, dude. Yeah, let's have my girlfriend come up here and do the press conference for me. I'm gonna sit here and look bashful, where my more achieved. She's a Time Woman of the Year. Fantastic.
4-time WNBA MVP.
Time Magazine Woman of the Year. She is a big cultural impact. She is fantastic. I'm not saying this to denigrate her. Dude, it's your achievement. Why is she there? Who goes up there with bring my girlfriend up? Like, I know that she's big in basketball, and it's cool. Does anybody have an idea what happened with the WNBA yesterday? They were supposed to have a contract agreed to. Couldn't find a headline anywhere. I saw Asia Wilson, though, talking for Bam. Well, he just works so hard, and we work so hard, and it's about us, and the whole, really? Really? Sorry. Am I wrong? You can tell me.
Not 100%.
Okay, what am I wrong about?
Asia Wilson probably made Bam a better basketball player.
Fine, but if it's his moment, he scored 83. She didn't. How many buckets did she have?
I'm with you.
In that moment, I'm not saying pretend you're not dating or make her sit in the background of everything or whatever. But it's a post-game press conference for your 83-point game. What?
His previous career high was 41. He doubled it.
And then some. It's just he shot more free throws than points he had scored in a game. Good for him, but that's a tough one. It's a tough one for me. I'd like to celebrate him and say that was great, but go back and watch it. Go back and watch it and tell me if it was great basketball.
I'd say about 25 of those points were good baskets.
So he had 30.
Tough defense got hacked.
He had 31 in the first quarter. That's cool. And then he had, I think, 43 at the half. Fine. You had a good game. You had a great game. Get the win and get out of there. You're playing the Wizards. Like what do we think is going to be like the big highlight from that?
43 by halftime, 62 by the end of the third.
Hey, I pulled up the numbers because I was like, it was sold really hard. That was the worst part of it, was NBA writers and NBA fans and NBA accounts and everybody going, oh man, this is amazing. We need to celebrate this. And then like NBA players are like, I think Kelly Oubre was like, well, I mean, I'm a little upset that he passed Kobe. Why? I mean, what?
You should be upset that he got to the line that many times and you're still fighting for one whistle.
Yeah, like if you just got 83 and they're like, cool, dude got 83. And it was you're selling me so hard that it mattered for some reason. Like that's the 81-point game. That wasn't good basketball. How many times did Kobe shoot it in that game?
Would James Harden have multiple 100-point games if,
like I said,
if he was in his prime right now during the foul baiting?
If you are playing the Wizards the rest of this year, you should just go out. Playing any tanking team. Just see if somebody can score 100. Just do it. Can't be any worse than what we watched last night. That's my plea to make it worthwhile. Hey, let's go do some In Case You Missed It, shall we? In case you missed it, Canada and Cuba's World Baseball Classic game that is underway right now is a win or go home matchup to determine the final team advancing out of Pool A. These two proud nations have participated in every World Baseball Classic in history, yet they have never met until today. Outside of baseball, it's a pretty even rivalry. Cuba has never beaten Canada in hockey, and Canada has never beaten Cuba in absorbing vitamin D. Not one time. Pretty. But actually, I did check, and Cuba does have a hockey team. It's called the Cuba Tropicals. It's a Cuban-American squad that actually won a 2024 Division I gold medal in their debut of the LATAM Cup in Florida. I have no idea what any of that means, but I did just realize something. Canada, after you got swept by the U.S. for Olympic gold in Milan with both hockey teams, the Canadian NHL teams have not won a Stanley Cup since 1993. We're officially going to have to make hockey our sport now. And the worst part of hockey being a USA sport is Florida has won 4 out of the last 6 cups, so the Sunshine State is now officially the capital of hockey in the world. Which is perfect timing because we just gave up on baseball. So good for the U.S. that we have a new sport. Yeah, in case you missed it, Mark DeRosa, the head coach of the U.S. World Baseball Classic team, publicly admitted today that he completely misread the calculations after Team USA's stunning 8-6 loss to Italy. Apparently, DeRosa spent his morning on MLB Network telling his buddies that their ticket was punched before benching Bryce Harper, Alex Bregman for the actual game. Hey, can you really blame him? Maybe he's been watching the NBA lately and he thinks that the whole goal of American sports is to lose as much as possible to get a draft pick. Like, it's possible that he just doesn't know.
He just wants to go get Fernando Tatis in next year's draft.
Yeah, that's exactly, like we're just trying to get better. We're trying to get Shohei Ohtani for the next one of these things. I'm not sure how confusing this really is, but if you're lost, here are now the scenarios for the U.S. to advance in the World Baseball Classic. If Italy wins tonight, the U.S. and Italy both advance. Simple. If Mexico wins, the U.S. can still advance, but they need Mexico to score 4 or fewer runs. Nobody can step on any of the chalk lines. At least a dozen U.S. fans have to balance a shoe on their heads for the entire ninth inning. And we need a live, it's a live rooster. We need a live rooster to take the curse off of Jose's glove. And anyone needs to figure out what we're getting Millie and Jimmy for their wedding present. Is that about right? Do we have it? In case you missed it, Bears quarterback Caleb Williams sparked a wave of trade rumors yesterday by replying with a smiling face emoji to the news that Ravens' Max Crosby deal is collapsing. Really? I joked about this like just the other day, how stupid it is that our only communication is now emojis. But we're trying now to decide what a smiley face from a quarterback means regarding like the trade market. First of all, who cares? Second of all, it could mean anything. Sure, Caleb might think the Bears still have a shot at Crosby. Okay, that's one scenario. Maybe Max Raven is just Caleb's favorite new shade of fingernail polish. Maybe he misread the entire tweet and he was actually posting about Raven Simone being on the Cosby Show. We have no... And if that is the case, Bill, stay away from Raven, you dirty old man.
Max Raven as a color is perfect.
Max Raven. Oh, you like that one?
That's beautiful.
I thought about doing the Cosby Show one before, but Max Raven, you know he wears that shade. It's like almost black.
It's kind of my Thursday color.
It's like almost black. It's like midnight, but like at dark. Okay. In case you missed it, don't. In case you missed it, Jaylen Brown was tossed from last night's Celtics loss to the Spurs in the first half after getting back-to-back texts for arguing no calls. The Celtics are furious, calling it a disgrace to throw out a superstar during a national broadcast. But honestly, I don't get the hate. People are complaining about NBA officiating more than ever when evidence shows they're actually doing a much better job. Just look at this game, for example. If this were 5 years ago, the referees wouldn't have been able to blow the game for the Celtics until the final minute. This year, they're finishing the job before the first commercial break. That's efficiency, people. These guys are working hard. Give them their due respects. And finally, in case you missed it, Mariners catcher Cal Raleigh cleared the air about that viral moment where he rejected a handshake from his Mariners teammate Randy Arozarena during the World Baseball Classic. Cal apparently called Randy to apologize, citing his intense competitive focus and reminding everyone that their brotherhood in Seattle is still intact. Look, is that it? No, easy, Des. Look, I'm glad that Cal took the high road, but honestly, after Randy's comments, I'd have been fine if Cal gave Arozarena the insane girlfriend treatment. Casey, you know what you do with an insane girlfriend, right?
What is that?
Dump her. Hey-o, come on! Come on, Cal Raleigh, let's go. That was very stupid, and you're welcome. Big thanks to our studio audience. Hey, at 2:30, we're going to play the fun game we call the subtext. We're going to listen to press conference audio and try to figure out the real meaning behind the comments. But right now, we need to get into the Daily Buzz. There's plenty to talk about around the NFL. The Blazers played a game last night. The Daily Buzz is next. It is Happy Hour on 105.1 The Fan.
It's time for the
Luke Anderson.
Who says that the Seahawks aren't doing anything in free agency? Man, big news out of Seattle. They're re-signing offensive lineman Josh Jones. Oh, look at that. Your backup left tackle back in place. Oh, that's not enough news for you? You want more news?
I can't forget it all.
Long snapper Chris Stoll is coming back. Let's go Seattle, locking up these restricted free agents. Man, I love the power moves. Watch out, NFL.
The Buzz.
Can we figure out how to make those trumpets sound like they got run over by a car? They sound a little too crisp and a little too clean for a team that has a 19-point lead in the first half and blows it down the stretch because they cannot finish a freaking basketball game. I know that you love the Charlotte Hornets. You're all on their bandwagon, Casey, but it's getting real tough. Even when you have optimism, midway through a game, you get let down with these stinking Trailblazers.
Yeah, that's a tough break. I know I said that if I was a betting man, I would pick Charlotte. I didn't mean for it to go out like that.
Yeah, and not all NBA games, end the way that you want them to. But man, when you feel like you really need a win, and you have a team that's kind of surging a little bit with the Charlotte Hornets. I mean, they literally just got back to 500. Surging might be an exaggeration. Okay, they beat you just over a week ago. How about that? It'd be nice to get a win about a team that's at your level, and you have it, and you can't finish. It's tough.
Those ones keep you up at night.
Yeah, well, luckily, I still slept like a baby. But I try to be an optimistic sports fan. I try to keep the faith as long as I can. It might be time to pull the plug on this one. It might be time to take the Blazers to the glue factory. Might have to go old Yeller on the old Blazers.
The faith's starting to dwindle.
Yeah, I mean, we got new ownership coming in. Maybe you just blow the whole thing up, and we can be the 2026 version of the Wizards in 2027. But my faith is being tested with these Portland Trailblazers. Come on, that's when you should win.
The Buzz.
Update on the World Baseball Classic. I mentioned earlier it's an elimination game between Canada and Cuba. It is the top of the seventh. Canada has a 5-2 lead right now. So if all your money is in on Cuba, now that the U.S. has decided that they don't really want to go on any further, they're going to leave the fate in somebody else's hands and probably get eliminated without having a say in it tonight because that's what they deserve. Cuba's got a little work to do. Is that it? Did I go too far into it?
Oh, very fair.
Okay, fair.
The Buzz.
Oh, man. Okay, so after the Max Crosby deal fell apart late yesterday, hey, let's go out and find the next best white pass rusher that's out there. Well, let's go get Hendricks and give him a whole pile of money. Trey Hendricks getting a 4-year, $112 million deal to stay in the division. The Ravens now getting Hendrickson to fill the void that not having Max Crosby will be. Apparently they got cold feet when they were looking at the medicals. He had a meniscus surgery during the offseason already. They're worried that it's not going to be ready to go in time, so they backed out. And now the Raiders, who've already spent $200 and some odd million, now have a $30 million guy that's still on the roster for now. But I will remind you, a quarterback sent a smiley face emoji. And as we know, that is basically a validated report from an NFL insider. So he's probably going to end up with the Bears. But maybe we wait. Maybe we wait to see if that actually shakes out, considering it was reported that he was going to the Ravens and it still didn't happen. Maybe we won't take that as gospel just yet. Maybe.
The Buzz.
All right. Explain this to me. I've thought about this several different ways. None of it makes sense to me. Daniel Jones is now a $50 million quarterback with one leg. Explain this to me. Is the extension for future years or is it right now? Like he's getting paid this year, part of that $88 million.
It's a 2-year deal. They're expecting him to deliver right now.
Yes. Why?
He must be much further ahead on his rehab than I guess that we're seeing.
When did the injury take place?
Week 14.
So that was November? 10 months for Jason Tatum, and he's back and putting up 20-point games, and he's doesn't even need Jaylen Brown out there and just asked the officials to get him out of the way so he could star in a game that mattered. Maybe he's back, but I don't know why you have to sign it now. They had him. What I understood
The transition
was
tag.
they had placed a transition tag on him, so he would get paid well this season while he recovered. You can always have extension talks during the season. He gets back, then you can do it. The timing of this seems very peculiar to me.
The Buzz.
Aaron Jones has restructured a one-year deal. He is running back number 2 in Minnesota behind Jordan Mason. So this kind of makes sense. If he wants to stick around, loves playing with J.J. McCarthy maybe. I don't know. $5.6 million deal. $5 million of which is guaranteed to stay in Minnesota. And then one more from the NFL. Kevin Byard is going to reunite with his former Titans head coach, Mike Vrabel. He's leaving the Bears. He led the league in interceptions with 7 last year. He was an all-pro. It's a big get for a Patriots team that's trying to figure out what the formula is to get back to the Super Bowl without counting on every other team to fall down flat on their face in their path.
Yeah, I'd argue Kevin Byard is the truest free safety in football, a dude who can cover a half or a third of the field if you need to. Getting him back with Vrabel,
1 year, $9 million deal?
that's a steal.
Yeah, amen to that. So 164 straight appearances. Doesn't even take sick days. I mean, he's pretty reliable, too.
Every down guy.
Feels very much like a win. Hey, we need to start reading some people's minds. We're going to play the little game we call the subtext. Listen to some press conference audio. Tell you what they were really saying. But right now, we walk over to the George McCoy at Warren Allen Sports Desk to tell you what we missed.
First on the fan, an update in the Tom Brady-Logan Paul beef.
Ooh, are they going to fight?
Rob Gronkowski has fully stepped in and taken
He's
over the
been in
beef.
this, so he's been in this.
Yeah, he had thrown a little bit of shade, but
Yeah.
Gronkowski sat down with Kay Adams and fully challenged Logan Paul to a fight at a flag football event later this month.
Is it on the White House lawn?
Bear with me. Again, I'm quoting Gronk here, so
Yeah.
hold on. I worked
Do you
on this.
Do you have to read all the ums and ahs and uhs in there?
It kind of reads like hieroglyphics.
Yeah, fair enough.
All right, Gronk said, if Logan Paul wants a piece of me, I can tell you this. The last time players trash talked me on the football field, I threw someone out of the club, I broke necks, I laid out defensive ends, I pummeled safeties, no one can tackle me. So if he wants a piece of me, I will fight him. If he wants to fight me, I don't care if it's a family event. If he wants to throw hands, I'm down for it all. An all-out brawl.
All right. How many Gronkowski brothers are there? There are like 4 or 5 of those goons.
I believe 4.
Okay. And how many Paul brothers? Just the 2 of them?
Just 2.
I think you take the top 2 Gronk brothers and have them the main event and the feature event are Gronk's versus Paul's. I can get with that.
Logan Paul has said that he's actually already wrestled against the Gronkowski brothers.
That
and
I couldn't tell.
Rob Gronkowski apparently backed down from the challenge.
Oh, interesting. Oh, listen, the trash talk is just fantastic. I'll give you some viewing if you want to go back and watch something that's funny. It's a Jake Paul thing, I'm pretty sure. Bomani Jones had an HBO show and did an interview, and the back and forth between Jake Paul, who has no idea who Bomani Jones is and thinks he's a podcaster on HBO, calling him out, shows you kind of some of the awareness that goes on with that. So there's a little fun tip if you want some good YouTube viewing. Go and find Bomani Jones' conversation with Jake Paul.
For more sports scores and stories in 30 minutes, I'm Casey Smith from the George McCoy at Warren Allen Sports Desk. Hurt and missing work? Insurance companies acting like jerks? Don't call your mom. Call George McCoy at warrenallen.com.
Your home for the Oregon Ducks, the Let's listen in.
Let's listen in. Let's listen in.
Let's listen in.
Well, she's been gone for like a week. She was complaining about how I got my 10,000 point and how she wanted me to wait. So to have 83, the first game she's here is very special. You know, the behind the scenes and the workouts and the conversations, they're very motivating. And obviously you see what she does and you get inspired every day by that. So I'm thankful to have her in my life. She's gonna cry, by the way.
No, I'm not.
Okay.
Well, with his wife and his mom in the crowd, he delivered. That was Bam Adebayo showing some love to his wife and WNBA MVP, A'ja Wilson. But part of me wants to think that there's a lot of pettiness being thrown around that household. A'ja Wilson's career high, 53.
Yep.
Bam's previous career high, 41. There might be a new king in the house.
What? Again, if you watch the basketball game, I think you can look at it and just go, okay, weird night. For some reason, the Heat were insistent on him getting the record and willing to do everything they could to ruin the basketball game to break the record. And like, if you're celebrating this, I still can't understand why she was part of the press conference. It's great that you have a famous basketball wife, but it's the whole thing to me is absolutely bizarre. He's what, a 3-time All-Star, 5-time Defensive Player of the Year candidate, or finished on the All-Defensive team, I should say. So it's the whole thing I look at and go, this is the problem, not something to celebrate about the NBA. And yeah, if you're proud of that, dude, I'm sorry.
When we was at the Olympics, this is a true story. Okay, all right. Bam was like, man, I'm trying to average 30. And at the time, I'm like, I literally said to him, you think you like a 30-point per game like scorer like that? And he was like, what you mean? And I was like, I've never seen you score like to where you gonna get 30 a game. And when I was watching, I'm like, maybe he knew something, you know. I didn't know. Yeah. I had to call A'ja, like, you been training this dude? Like, A'ja been working with him. Because he ain't ever scored like this in his life.
Without you and A'ja, where would Bam be?
Man, where would he be?
That was Blazers legend Damian Lillard retelling a story between him and Bam Adebayo. Despite joking that his wife is teaching him how to evolve his post moves, even he can agree, no one saw this coming.
No, nobody did, but I think any guy that the team rallies behind that wants to score a pile of points can do it in the NBA. That's part of the reason that I'm joking that everybody that plays the Wizards should do this. You're playing the worst defensive team in the NBA. You are leading most of the game by at least 20 points. You had 30 out there. I know that we get all cranky when Wembanyama goes out there and has a 30-point quarter, and he could have gotten 33 and eclipsed George Gerving, who had the record that we didn't know was a record until we got close to the record. I get that we get excited about that stuff, but it's a stupid thing to get excited about. If you give the ball to a guy enough times in the NBA, I don't care who it is, he can score 83. I'm telling you, if you just wanted to throw away the rest of the season just to try to do this, I'll bet you there's probably 15 dudes that would score 80 points. And when Kobe did it, it wasn't entertaining. People make fun of when Wilt did it, but guess what? It wasn't even on TV. It was just him and his teammates going, I'll bet you could score 100. All right, dude, let's go do it. You call it an accomplishment if you want to. Again, Bam can be happy about it. I scored 83. You'll have that for the rest of your life. Congratulations. I would love for the rest of the NBA to step all over it so we don't celebrate it as much, because I think a lot of guys could do it if we didn't care what the basketball looked like.
Yeah, I mean, first thing you think is how, because of, not because of him, but because of the way he plays, And I saw only made 6 threes, but 40 free throws or something like that. Tells the story right there. And the Washington Wizards.
That was Houston Rockets head coach Ime Udoka poking fun at the Washington Wizards. They currently sit at 14th in the Eastern Conference. The only worse team than them is the Indiana Pacers.
Yep.
Who is this game a bigger indictment on? The NBA for the refereeing, the Heat for where has this been all year, or the Washington Wizards? How do you just let him play that well?
It's a combination of all of them. I mean, it's an indictment on the NBA as a whole. It's the officiating. It has no authority. I mean, you look at the way that these players treat them. I mean, the Celtics are upset that one of their players complained so vehemently that he got tossed in the first half of a basketball game that really mattered. Luka and the way he interacts with the officials is an absolute joke. Jokic, everything that he does is, how could you possibly call a foul on me? Do you know how good I am at basketball? LeBron has flopped for his entire career. So the officiating has been overshadowed by all of the complaining, all of the flopping. Their job is just about as hard as anybody's, but the NBA doesn't back them up and go, all right, let's put an emphasis. If you guys do this, we'll do that. Because every time they do, it gets to about game 70, then they ease back on it, get in the playoffs. It ends up being the same beat-em-up basketball that we actually like watching. You could make it easier for them. The Wizards are terrible, but they're one of many terrible tanking teams, and for some reason, the Heat decided to throw a bone to a guy that has been very loyal, that is the captain of that organization, that takes that captaincy very important. They take it very seriously, and they wanted him to have a night of nights, and congratulations, you did it. Good job, Eric Spoelstra and the Heat. Heat culture prevails. Forget basketball. Let's get our guy a record. Cool. Good for you.
Got to give him credit in the first half. He shot the ball terrific. He scored the ball really well.
Is this all
obviously
Bam?
He came out a little bit in the third too, but they obviously kept him in the game.
I knew it would fire you up.
And there was a lot of foul calls, 16 free throws in the fourth quarter. Just trying to take the ball out of his hands. He's still got some, free throws 40 feet from the rim. I can't explain some of those calls, but that's all I got to say on that.
That was Wizards coach Brian Keefe showing some frustration. You think he was more frustrated at the referees or the fact that his team is just that bad?
I mean, you can be upset about the whole thing. It wasn't a basketball game. It was a scoring exhibition, and most of it from the free throw line. Now, there's two things that I did check on this, because, again, this had me very irritated all morning. Well, part of last night, because I did see this last night. I'm like, okay. That was not the most free throws taken in a quarter. Anthony Davis a couple years ago had 30-some free throws in a quarter. So this is not something that is unique. Anthony Davis, not one of the most prolific free throw shooters. If you're going to shut him down, just foul him. Whatever. So he had 30-some. The other one was a comment from the Raptors coach at the time. I cannot remember his name. I remember reading the quick statement that he made, and his thing was, well, hey, I'm not happy for you that it's you, but I'm glad it's not me that has given up the second most points in NBA history, because apparently not a very good feeling, because what are you supposed to do in that scenario? Your team doesn't have a chance to win the game. They're obviously trying to do one thing and one thing only, which is feed the ball to one guy. If you want to be off that list, you have to try to get the ball out of his hands. If the referees don't make it easy for you, that's what the result that you end up with. So you get to be the butt of all the jokes today. But simply because they decided to do something that was irrelevant to the outcome of the game or the season or anything.
I'm not concerned about that right now. Just tough game, great game by Italy. Jumped on us quick. Couple big homers to kind of stifle the crowd a little bit. And we had the right guys at the plate at the right time. Yeah, I misspoke. I was on hot stove with a couple buddies today and completely misread the calculations. We knew that Mexico was going to play Italy and then running all the numbers with if we lost tonight with the runs allowed and runs scored and outs. So I just misspoke. I don't think so, Ken. I got to give credit to Italy. I thought Nolan came out, punched out the side in the first inning, thought he was rolling. They jumped on a few pitches, grabbed a 3-0 lead, trying to kind of get Ryan Yarbrough through 2 to kind of save our pen. We had 4 guys available in the pen, plus Kershaw late. Just tried to reset it. We could have done it another way. We could have went right to the pen and then saved Ryan Yarbrough on the back end, but I felt like it was a good pocket for him with the bottom of the order and the lefties coming up, and he's here for a reason, so... Yeah, no, I'll credit Italy more than say we were flat.
That was World Baseball Classic U.S. coach Mark DeRosa. I know we could probably go for maybe hours on this.
Oh,
but this is your time
yeah.
to air out all of your concerns.
Well, so I had this conversation this morning with big boss Ryan Cooley. He loves the World Baseball Classic. He's all in for it. This is the trouble that I had with it. I've gone back and forth over the last couple weeks on whether or not I should genuinely care about this tournament. It's awesome to see the national pride elsewhere. The U.S. team does not give me a whole lot of national pride that these guys love the country and the baseball, and
not a lot
they're
of juice.
all a brotherhood. He was trying to explain he's a Yankees fan like you, and he's like, I've never seen Aaron Judge that excited and, jacked up to hit the home run that he did the other. Like, okay, but I don't feel like there is the same enthusiasm. The most enthusiastic United States fan I saw was punching a Mexico fan in the head, and I don't think that had anything to do with baseball. I'm sure it had something to do with probably a little bit of, I think my country's better than yours.
Rolling him down a flight of stairs.
Oh, it was a pretty good fight. Fun to watch, but probably not started for all those just we both love baseball reasons like you would hope it would be. It's not a great look when your manager goes on TV and says we're in and then goes out and loses a game. So the whole thing is embarrassing. And since I am not fully invested in it, I'm kind of rooting for the 4 or fewer runs for Mexico in the win, and Italy and Mexico can move on because obviously they want to win this thing, and I'm not 100% convinced that the U.S. does. So
if the U.S. does skate by to the next round, do they kind of put an asterisk if we happen to win it all?
No, I mean, they better be motivated. If they get saved by the grace of baseball or the grace of God or the grace of whatever, then yeah, you better play like you were given a gift and take every at bat and every pitch and every moment seriously, because there's a much higher than 0% chance that you get eliminated from this thing. It could certainly go that direction. So we'll see what the results are today, but it's a bad look right now. And man, tomorrow it's going to look absolutely terrible if you end up missing the next round. It's so freaking bad.
Brutal.
Yeah. All right. Let's do one more for the road. We'll do it next. Happy Hour 105.1 and the Fan Sports Network.
The Fan.
All right, lowercase. What did we miss from the chat and the text toy that we need to address here, young man?
Got some people hoping that a Blazer will go for 84 against Utah.
Hey, why not, man? What else do you have to play for? Who do you want on the Blazers? Let's get Donovan Clingan. Let's get him 84. Just go out there and feed him the ball every single time. Just force it into the post. Get him fouled. He can make threes. I've watched 2 games this year where he made the first 6 points on back-to-back threes. So we know he can get a hot start. So let's do it. Let's get him open on the 3-point line to start. And then once he gets up to 40 or 50 points, just wait for the hacka Clingan.
And then we have a Jets fan on the YouTube chat saying, "Go get a Super Bowl, Gino." Shut up the haters.
Shut up the hater. The funny thing is, I am equal parts disapproving of this move for Gino and for the Jets. I don't know why Gino would put up with being sent back to the Jets where it did not go the first time. I mean, it's bad enough you had to play for the Raiders last year, but I think you had some expectation they would not be a dumpster fire. Your head coach just fell asleep at the combine and then defended his owner by saying, "I'm the guy that gets to make all the decisions. He's not interrupting anything that I'm trying to do.
No,
it's
he's letting
my
me cook.
fault. It's my fault we only had 3 wins." So, yeah, no, the Jets organization and Gino should both be equally as upset that they are back together. So, yeah, hey, if you're a Jets fan, God bless you. Good luck to you. Hey, we should probably do... All right, here's your update. Canada just took a 6-2 lead. Josh Naylor singled to left, scoring 1 more. It is the bottom of the 8th now. Cuba has a chance for the last at-bat in this game, so we've got an inning and a half left in this one. Winner advances. Pool D. Dominican Republic and Venezuela play tonight, but they've both already advanced. Japan and Korea are in. Now, your elimination scenarios, so everybody is clear. The U.S. cannot control their own destiny. If Mexico wins and scores 4 or fewer runs, Mexico and Italy advance. That's what you're rooting against if you're rooting for the U.S. Thank you, Casey Smith. Thank you, everybody, for listening. Of course, thank you, Isaac Ropp. We are all done for now. Bye-bye.